Hola, bienvenidos a Hola amigos, Hello Friends. Yo soy María Flores.
Y yo soy María Olvera.
Y yo soy Pompón.
Stay with us. We're going to have lots of fun today.
Hola Amigos, Hello Friends is a production of the Knowledge Network of Greater Omaha, produced by students in the TV studios of Metropolitan Community College.
Hi everyone, how are you?
Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Hola, Pompón.
¡Hola a todos!
¿Cómo estás, Pompón?
Muy bien.
Muy bien. ¿Tú, María, cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Y nuestros amiguitos en casa están muy emocionados, Pompón.
¡Oh, me too!
Muy bien, Pompón. Bueno, Pompón, pues vamos a saber de qué vamos a aprender hoy.
¿De qué?
¿Sobre qué vamos a aprender?
¿Sobre qué?
No sé, vamos a ver. ¡Oh!
¡Oh! ¡De libros!
De los libros.
María, I love to read books.
Very good, Pompon. You know, there are a lot of benefits from reading. Lots and lots and lots of benefits. So, we're going to start with some of the reasons why we should read, okay, Pompon?
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at it. It says to spark creativity.
¡Oh, sí! ¡Te da creatividad!
Sí, le da una chispa a tu creatividad, porque te da ideas de lo que estás leyendo, Pompón.
¡Sí!
¿Y tú por qué lees, María?
A mí me gusta, es como viajar, Pompón. Cuando estás leyendo un libro te vas, si es allá por la playa, te vas a la playa y...
Viajar, me encanta esa idea. ¿Sabes qué, Pompón? Porque cuando estás leyendo puedes imaginarte, visualizar en tu mente lo que estás leyendo.
¡Sí!
Mira, inspira imaginación. ¡Wow! Y enriquece la comunicación.
¡Sí! ¿Sabes por qué?
I don't know
A
why.
ver, ¿por qué?
Porque aprendes palabras nuevas.
Te ayuda en tu vocabulario y puedes comunicarte con un vocabulario más preciso.
¡Sí!
¡Wow, Pompón! Descubres nueva información.
¡Sí! Como si quieres saber de tiburones, de sharks. Aprendes todo de sharks.
So it's super important to know how to read, Pompón, because just imagine if you don't know how to read,
Oh, that would be sad.
then how are you going to learn about sharks?
I know.
Oh, let's find out why. What other reasons are there? Explore the world.
Oh, sí, es como dijiste tú. Es como viajar.
Sí, es como viajar, Pompón.
So let's just imagine that you've never been to Argentina.
Sí.
You can read a book about Argentina.
Sí, y luego lo conoces.
Yeah. Let's see. What other reasons? Formas nuevas ideas.
Sí.
Wow.
Aprendes.
Aprendes mucho, Pompón, cuando lees.
And you know, when we read, sometimes we read the perspective of other people, and therefore we learn from their ideas.
Sí.
Wow. Be in the know.
Sí.
Just imagine the news. If you want to read the news, you can know what's going on, but you have to be able to read.
Sí.
Build your brain.
Oh, sí. Te haces más inteligente.
Yes, Pompon, because when you're reading, your brain is working, so you're building it, right?
Sí.
And then we have traveled through time.
Oh, sí. ¿Sabes qué? Because there's history.
Oh, excellent, Pompon. That is true. Just imagine when we read about how people lived many years ago, then we kind of understand why we live the way we live today.
Sí.
Wow. And then, just to be entertained,
Oh, sí. There's some funny stories.
Yeah, I like funny stories too, Pompon. Well, you know, Pompon, there are a lot of reasons why to read, and we certainly read some of those reasons. But I want to show you, sometimes it's kind of difficult to determine what book to read.
Eso es cierto.
So I want
Sometimes it's hard to choose one.
Yes. And you know, one thing that we have to understand, Pompon, is that when we're going to read a book, we need to understand that there are categories of the different types of writings.
Oh, sí.
And those are called
Literary genres.
Literary genres.
O géneros literarios.
Géneros literarios. And so just remember, Pompon, géneros literarios. We're going to look at some of them. We're not going to look at all of them, but we're going to look at some of them, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to put this down so we can start with the first one, okay? The first one, el primer género literario es el género de ficción.
Oh, sí, fiction.
Yes. And within fiction, we have different kinds, but I'm going to show you what fiction is, okay? These are stories that use characters, settings, and plots to convey events that are not real.
Oh, esos no son verdad.
No, that's why they're fiction, okay? And some of those would be fantasy.
Oh, sí, un libro de fantasía.
These are highly imaginative fiction that uses strange or unusual characters, settings, and plots.
Oh, sí, como el dragón.
Yeah, like the dragons and fire and many things like that. Then we have the mysteries.
Oh, a mí me gustan esos.
Yes, this is fiction that includes secrets and crimes to be solved.
Oh, sí.
There is always a mystery in there, okay? Then we have the science fiction.
Oh, sí, de ciencia.
Yeah.
Bueno, esa es la ciencia ficción.
La ciencia ficción is the one that deals with science or technology, okay?
Ya en el espacio y todo eso.
Yes. And then we have historical fiction.
Oh, sí.
Oh, this is a very interesting one. This one is fiction that is set in the past.
Oh, muy bien.
So you have to understand the historical reference to understand that kind of fiction. And then, this is one of my favorite ones, is the realistic fiction, okay?
Oh, sí, parece verdad, pero no es de verdad.
That is exactly right. It's believable fiction that is set in the present, okay? So most likely it could be true, but it's not. It's fiction.
Sí.
Because if it was true, then it would not be under fiction. It would be under non-fiction, okay? So we do a lot of reading under this genre. Genre. Bajo este género leemos mucho porque la mayoría de las novelas están en este género. Do you think we learn a whole lot in this kind of genre, Pompon?
Well, depends.
It depends.
There's vocabulary.
Yes, that is true. And a lot of writers on these categories kind of convey some type of values to us. So even though it could be fiction, we also learn a lot through them, especially the realistic fiction.
La ficción realista que parece de verdad, pero no es de verdad.
We learn a lot of different values. A lot of movies are realistic fiction, especially the ones that are not like about dragons.
Sí.
Okay, Pompon, so the next one, okay?
¿Cuál es el siguiente género?
El siguiente género es no ficción.
Oh, entonces that means this is real.
That is true, Pompon.
Muy bien,
Very
Pompon.
good.
If it's non-fiction, significa que es real.
Yes. So writings that uses real people, settings, and plots to convey actual events. Okay, this happened like that. It doesn't have any fiction in it. So that would be an autobiography, Pompon.
Oh, sí, la autobiografía.
And if I write about myself and I say when I was born, where I was born, and kind of like a summary of my life, that would be my autobiography.
Sí.
I wrote it. Okay, and that would be nonfiction because I actually do exist,
Sí.
right? So it would be actual events. And then we have informational writings.
Oh, ese a mí me gusta.
Yep, these writings are nonfiction writings about a topic, including books and newspaper or magazine articles, okay?
Sí, me gusta.
These you will read to inform yourself, very specific things. So if you want to go to a certain city, you probably want to get yourself informed about that city. Okay, personal finance, how to buy a house, that kind of thing.
Sí.
Those would be
Te dan
informational.
mucha información.
Ujú, de muchos temas.
And that would be nonfiction. That's really how you do it. Okay? Then we have biography. So
Oh, sí.
Yeah.
Esa es la gente.
yes,
Very important people.
very good, Pompon. You've read some of those books.
Sí.
Yep. So I told you that autobiographies were, if I write about myself, that would be an autobiography. If I write about your life, Pompon, I would be writing a biography of you.
Sí.
Right? So this is nonfiction, that is informational writing about real people.
Sí, como yo.
Yeah. So like if I wrote about you, Maria, you are a real person and you're not me.
No.
But you are a real person, so that would be nonfiction and autobiography.
Sí.
All right? But there are more, Pompon. You see how we determine what we read?
Sí.
So when you...
Son muchos géneros.
Yes.
Y bajo cada género hay diferentes categorías y a veces a unos les gusta leer más que a otros.
So when you go to the library, Maria, what do you usually pick? What kind of genre?
A mí me gusta más, es ficción, pero ficción realista.
Ficción realista. Tú sabes que hay mucha gente que le gusta la ciencia ficción.
Oh, sí.
And then, Pompon, we have folktales. Okay? Estas son como leyendas y fábulas. En leyendas y fábulas nosotros aprendemos muchas lecciones
Sí.
y moralejas.
Sí.
Okay? These are an exaggerated story that has been shared over generations by word of mouth to convey a tradition. Okay? So we will have tall tales. Okay? These are tales that
Esas son chistosas.
yeah, these are tales that are usually humorous and usually assumed to be untrue. Okay? But they're just very funny. Okay?
Sí.
Then we have fábulas.
Las fábulas. Fables.
A mí me encantan las fábulas. Okay? Las fábulas son las que nos enseñan una moraleja, una lección y muchas veces incluyen animales como sus personajes.
Sí.
Esas son las fábulas. Y después tenemos los cuentos de hadas.
Oh, sí, a mí me gustan esos.
Los cuentos de hadas son usualmente de elementos mágicos.
Sí, como cosas que se convierten en algo.
Tenemos gente que vuela o una princesa.
Nada madrina.
Nada madrina. Ese tipo de cosas son fairy tales o cuentos de hadas. Después tenemos las leyendas, Pompón.
Oh, sí.
Tú haces
Eso es lo que se cuenta y se cuenta y se pasa y se pasa.
como la leyenda de la Llorona.
Oh, sí. That's
Sí.
scary.
Yeah.
Pero es una leyenda, Pompón, por eso se le llama leyenda.
Sí, la leyenda leyendas son basadas en personas o eventos reales, pero quizás muy exageradas. En algún momento en la historia alguien quizás las conoció y contaron la historia y la volvieron a contar.
Y la contaron.
Se convirtió en leyenda. Y algunos países tienen leyendas específicas. Después tenemos los mitos.
Los mitos.
Estos son mitos que son considerados sagrados y que tratan de explicar cómo pasaron las cosas. Por ejemplo, en la mitología se explicaban por qué llovía o por qué salía el sol.
Eso era más como los griegos.
Los griegos tienen muchos mitos.
Y era una manera de entender el mundo. Los mitos de ahora son un poco diferentes.
Sí.
Pero normalmente ese es el tipo de mitos que había. Explican un fenómeno natural. Claro, son ficción.
Sí.
No son verdad ni reales, ¿ok? Pero es importante conocerlos porque nos ayudan a entender nuestra sociedad un poco mejor. ¿Ok?
Ok.
Mis favoritas son las fábulas. Me gustan las leyendas, pero me gustan más las fábulas porque uno aprende.
Aprendes algo.
Tienes una lección. Pero después, Pompón, hay drama.
Sí.
Sí. Mientras que la drama es escrita, en realidad debe ser actuada.
Sí.
Porque,
A mí me gustan los musicales.
sí, las dramas son escritas para ser actuadas. Mira, dice que son skits, musicals or plays that use language, song or dance to convey messages. Okay?
Sí.
So we always learn a message. Some of them are very, very, very famous. And then we have poetry.
Poetry. Son los poemas.
Oh, me encantan los poemas, Pompón, como The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Los poemas son versos que usan sonidos, ritmo o puedes escoger las palabras para transmitir ideas.
Sí, a veces riman.
A veces riman. Y tú puedes leer poesía, también escribir poesía.
¡Oh, sí!
Si tú tuvieras que escribir, ¿qué te gustaría escribir?
Probablemente de...
¿Qué género? ¿Ficción o no ficción?
Maybe fiction.
Okay, Pompon. Well, I suggest you go home and think about what would you write if you were to write nonfiction. You said nonfiction or fiction?
Fiction.
Okay, well, think about what would you write, and I'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
All right, while Pompon figures out what he's gonna write about, it is time for us to think about the letter of the day. If we've been talking about books, what would the letter of the day be?
Bueno, la letra es la letra B.
Ooh, let's think about words with letter B.
Yo tengo una.
Ajá.
Es algo que necesitas, se pone en el agua, flota y te puedes mover de un lugar a otro.
That's a boat. I have one. These are a type of shoes that you have to wear when it's really snowy outside.
Oh, estás pensando en boots, botas.
Sí.
Yo tengo otra. Es cuando una persona es muy chiquita.
Oh, debe ser un bebé. Pues
Un
yo
baby.
tengo una más que tú debes de montar y tiene 2 llantas para
¿Es un
pasearte
medio
en
de
el parque.
transporte?
Sí, es un medio de transporte.
Estás pensando en una bicicleta.
That's right.
Bicycle.
I think we should trace the letter B.
Ok, vamos a trazar la letra B.
Okay.
Hacemos una línea vertical con 2 semicírculos
So 2 semicircles and a vertical line,
y después una línea vertical con un círculo.
and then a vertical line with a circle. And we can write a sentence. Let's see. Reading helps us learn more about the world. I think that is true. Reading helps us learn more about the world. That's for sure.
Leer nos ayuda a aprender más acerca del mundo.
You know, Maria, sometimes I think it's just kind of hard how to choose the book that you would like to read.
Sí, a veces uno se pasa horas y horas en la biblioteca y coges un libro y coges otro libro y estás que sí, que no. Pero
you have some ideas for us on how to choose the right book. Oh, so let's take a look at it.
Vamos a ver. Número 1, you always need to look at the cover. Because the book looks interesting.
Okay.
Then you can grab it. Lo puedes escoger.
Maybe. What about 2?
Now, make sure you read the title, the author and illustrator. Have I read something like this before? Maybe you've read books about that author and you say, oh, I like how this author writes.
Yeah, so that would really help you.
Número 3, flip through some of the pages. Does it look fun to read? Maybe interesting to read?
Yeah.
Número 4, choose just one page to read. You don't have to read the whole book. Just choose one and decide, is this something isn't interesting, too easy, too hard? And then you decide if you want to take it home to read completely.
Yep.
And this is very important. You need to make sure you count the words that you don't know. Because if you're reading something and you're like, what is this word? What does this mean? Y no entiendes más o menos. Si hay muchas palabras difíciles, si tiene de 1 a palabras difíciles, está muy fácil para ti. Si tiene como de 2 a 3 palabras difíciles, está bien. Pero si tiene de 4 a 5 palabras difíciles y no sabes qué es, probablemente ese libro está muy elevado. Lo puedes leer tal vez más adelante.
And this is in the first paragraph that you're reading. Oh, okay.
O una página o...
Okay. Perfect. Well, that is super cool. And now we have somebody who is going to talk to us who actually wrote a book.
Es una autora.
Yep. And we're going to talk to her now.
My name is Wendy Townley.
Okay, and Wendy wrote a book. So we've been learning about books, right? And what kind of books we can read and why should we read. But Wendy actually wrote a book. So we're going to ask her a bunch of questions about that.
Tenemos hoy a Wendy con nosotros y nos va a hablar sobre cómo escribir libros. Ella es autora de libros y nos va a explicar cómo es el proceso de la escritura.
So tell us, Wendy, when did you decide to write a book?
Well, I feel like I've always wanted to write ever since I was very young. I enjoyed reading a lot. When I was growing up, I enjoyed going to the library with my mom and my cousins. And I wrote a lot through school and a lot in high school and college. And I think it was when about a couple years after college that I really started to think about writing a book.
Okay. And I want to know, our viewers at home are wondering, what is the first step? What should you do first if you want to write a book?
I think a couple things you should do is have some kind of an idea to sit down and write and tell your story. Because if you just sit down and say, I want to write a book and no ideas are coming, it's easy to get frustrated and discouraged, and you don't want that to happen. So I would suggest once you have a good idea, you sit down, whether it's with a notebook and a piece of paper and a pencil, or if it's with a computer, depending on however you like to write. And for the beginning, just sit down and start writing. And keep going. Don't worry that you need to stop at any point or go back and cross anything out. You always want to have what you call the first draft to be all your ideas, everything that's been up in your head, to put down on paper. That's probably the first step.
Entonces Wendy nos dice que el primer paso es que cuando tengas ideas en tu mente, las pongas en papel. No importa si están bien escritas, nada más continúa escribiendo para que pongas todas tus ideas en papel, que es lo que se llama el borrador.
Muy bien. And, you know, I want to know, what next? Like, once you write these ideas and you think you have amazing ideas, what should you do next?
I always like to share whatever I write with my friends and family, and to get their ideas as well as to add to what my ideas are on that first initial try, that first draft. So I would suggest sharing it to get some feedback and thoughts from your friends and family, and then they can also make any corrections if you have any spelling mistakes or punctuation, which I have plenty of. So I always need someone to help and take a look at what I've written and then help me, almost as if it were my homework and I'm having someone check my homework before I turn it in.
Oh, muy bien, dice que lo que sigue después de eso es que lo compartan con familiares y amigos para que ellos les ayuden tal vez a darles ideas, tú puedes agregar ideas, quitar ideas y también que te chequen la gramática.
So I see a pattern coming along here. You sit down with the ideas that you may have, and then you call that your first draft, and then you get somebody to read it, look at it, and see what they think, and other ideas could come from that, or just simply correcting mistakes. So this tells me that you don't have to have perfect grammar and punctuation and before you can start writing. It doesn't mean that you have to be a perfectionist at writing or anything. So if you want to write a book, don't feel like, oh my God, but I first have to know everything before I can start. It can also be part of the process, right?
That's right.
Okay, so once you had your ideas written down and you had a couple of people read through them, what did you do next?
Well, then next, to actually get it published into a book form, you find an editor and a publisher, and those are two people that really help you put the finishing touches on your work. And before a book is published, it's known as a manuscript. So what you have is your manuscript, either written out or in most cases typed out, and then after it has a final kind of approval from your editor, and then you go and meet with the publisher, and if the publisher has any other changes to make, he or she will do that, and then you have a conversation on any other final changes or edits that need to take place before it's sent off to the printer and then be published. And then the fun part, in addition to writing, I think, is also having the cover designed of a book, because then you can be very creative with that and have someone help you who knows graphic design and can help design the cover.
Yeah, because I wonder sometimes when I've read a book, it said the name of the author, it said written by, and then it says illustrated by.
That's right.
So if the person who wrote it is the author, who's the illustrator?
So the illustrator would be the person who designed the cover, and if the back of the book, if we're talking about a hardbound book and it has a paper that's removable, that's often known as the dust jacket. So that will have drawings on it. Some books on the inside will have little drawings throughout it, and in most cases, a writer will work with an artist known as an illustrator to create those drawings that will then go in the book and then go on the front and back cover.
Okay.
Wow, that is very neat and interesting, because now we're beginning to see that process to getting a book written. Now, do you have to be a certain age before you can write a book?
No, not at all. There's a number of books that I know that have been published that have been written by people much, much younger than myself. So age does not require it. It's more about having really good ideas and having an excitement about writing and enjoying the process too. I think that's very important.
Cualquiera de ustedes puede escribir un libro, la edad no importa, pueden empezar desde corta edad.
Yeah, and you know, with books, library also comes to mind. If you are short on books to read, the library is there, but also the library, do they have writing workshops where they can help our future writers, right?
Definitely. So Omaha Public Library has a number of classes that they offer in addition to helping with homework, but also helping if you are working on a story and you want to get some assistance from another writer or maybe someone who works at the library. They do offer that. There are 12 libraries in Omaha and they are all free, everything that the library offers. It's a wonderful resource for readers and writers.
And what is the name of your book?
So my book is called Nerdy 30.
Nerdy 30. That's all the time that we have for today. Wendy, thank you so much. Together we're going to sing the song.
Sí, y recuerden de visitar las bibliotecas públicas de Omaha.
Yep.
Adios, amigos. Goodbye, friends. We had fun. We hope to see you again.